Thankfully, there are people like this in the world who assist animals, including those that asked people for help in difficult situations. Demonstrating acts of kindness. This man came upon a dog that was so starved that it was barely able to stand. He began giving it food on a daily basis and then brought it to a clinic to make sure the dog was doing better. After a few weeks, notice how much better the dog looks. This individual is taking a chance to rescue the birds imprisoned in electrical wires. The poor camel had all sorts of knots in his back legs. Without the generosity of this man, who knows what would have happened? These guys were trying to rescue a crocodile that had become stuck in concrete. And they almost got into trouble when another crocodile attacked them. With the exception of being ever so slightly larger, this wild cheetah was exactly like a domestic cat when it was begging for food. It's a good thing people devised a way to save a horse who had fallen into a well. While searching a barrel for food, a bear cub unintentionally got into some trouble. It worked out well that people took the chance to aid the animal. A pony with overgrown hooves was discovered to be unable to walk. They had to trim them first, and then they had to train the pony to run and walk. Furthermore, the animal needed a full year to regain the ability to trust people. And this is an elderly, wounded tiger being rescued. During high tide, this bald eagle was unable to take off and began to drown. The fact that there was a boat nearby with helpful people was very fortunate. The eagle was terrified at first, but after they managed to get it out of the water, it relaxed and was content to lounge in the man's arms. The bird was thankfully spared major injuries and allowed to return to its freedom the following day. The sperm whale approached the diver of its own initiative, and the diver assisted the animal in getting rid of a fishing hook that had become lodged in its mouth. After it was finished, the whale lingered, seemingly appreciative of the assistance. Just picture the couple's shock when a penguin climbs into their kayak. It turned out that it was injured and needed assistance. Even though the wolf repeatedly attempted to bite this man, he still chose to release it. At least the wolf seems to have regretted its decision. This cat was struggling desperately to get out of the water. The fact that people were walking by at that precise moment was very fortunate. An extremely perceptive girl found a new home for a hermit crab. While fishing with his children, this man noticed a bird that had something lodged in its beak. Remarkably, the bird offered no resistance at all. Additionally, this iguana was hanging upside down after becoming entangled in a wire fence. The animal had to be taken out of the fence, and then the wire that was left around its body, neck, and feet had to be severed. Sadly, foxes get entangled in nets on other occasions as well. And now for a video that you just have to watch. Let that really sink in. A bear saved a crow. Just let that sink in. A bear rescued a crow. When it heard the bird calling for assistance, it released it and helped it to dry land out of kindness. Even the crow appears to be having trouble believing what just happened. After a particularly hot spell, this poor baby bird was unconscious from dehydration, but someone arrived just in time. The bird slowly came to, but it was too weak to drink. A pelican approached beachgoers on its own volition. It was discovered to have a triple hook lodged in its beak. Thank goodness they were able to remove it. These are the results of people not considering animals when building roads. This young moose had no fur left on him. To remove the moose's fur, a rescue squad arrived to help. This person found a baby monkey hiding beneath the debris and brought it back to its mother. Take a look at her response. When people were throwing rocks at the black mamba, it slithered under the car's hood in an attempt to get away. However, the very next day, this brave man managed to free the snake and return it to its natural habitat. And this guy hardly succeeded in getting the sheep out. I want to thank the nice man who poured water into the mouth of a thirsty hedgehog. A bear's head became lodged in a fuel can and required 10 hands to remove it. The most crucial thing right now is to flee as soon as possible. Aiding a deer is a noble but risky endeavor. Thank goodness, after being released, it did not become stuck again right away. During Hurricane Ian, she almost drowned, but the rescue squad arrived just in time. Poor deer, stranded in the sill. Thankfully, humans invented excavators. A clam recognized the type of situation it was in. However, it was saved because of a human. This frozen lake became an ice trap for turtles because of a drop in water level. The rescuers freed the 40 turtles after several hours of chainsaw work. They were then taken to a veterinary clinic for first aid. These folks offered up their tiles in order to free their cat, which had inadvertently gotten stuck after climbing into the pipe vents behind the wall. This little lonely fox also trusted people because it knew it could not survive without them. Take a peek at these heartwarming moments where the fox approaches someone and begs for assistance. And after some time, this is what occurs. Additionally, the creator of this video saved this fox cub from certain death after it became entangled in a net. It required a great deal of work to get it out of the trap. Yes, but notice this in the last moments. It paused to take a quick look at its rescuer. What could that signify? Despite his young age, this little guy has a big heart. When this small puppy was hit by a train, its chances of survival were slim. Fortunately, someone heard its cries and intervened to save its life. In an attempt to break free from the fishing line, this dolphin approaches the divers directly. Now that it is free, notice that it is expressing gratitude to its savior rather than hurrying to swim away. The rescue team was attempting to use a net to free a pregnant goat that had become stuck on a cliff when, all of a sudden, oh no! Fortunately, people had prepared for this kind of thing. The goat fell into the net, where she and her young survived.